Alright. So there's the dash cam. Not making any friends with this thing. You know, my main philosophy in driving, just like I told my dad years ago when he was, you know, asking me about my particular driving style, my idea is to stay far away from the other cars. And like there's a BMW behind me, BMW SUV, and he's like 1.5 car lengths from me. Jackson, Mississippi, man. Relax a little bit, give it some space, drive the speed limit, use your blinker when you move over, and let somebody over when you see their blinker on. Yeah, it's a woman driver. Go figure. And she wants to put that BMW emblem right on my rear bumper. God bless her. She's a good one. I had this manager, this really good looking lady. She looked like Mindy. On Working Mindy, she looked so much like Mindy. And even spoke like her. And I remembered her from being in a couple of my classes at USM, University of Southern Mississippi. And let me think of her name from Lindy. Her name was Lindy. Her name was not Mindy, but Lindy. And real nice lady, and she really wanted me on that crew. I was the missing link, she said. You know, the piece of the puzzle to make the puzzle complete for that crew. And I totally agree, because I was something different than everybody else was there. You know, had a guy that was like a, you know, former field hockey player from Pearl, you know, into deer hunting and all that kind of stuff. And he was really, you know, really fit and knowledgeable. He went on to get his nurse practitioner degree. He was studying that while he was, you know, doing the fitness counselor thing. And we were paid pretty good. We started out at like $8.25, and I worked there 5 years and went up to $13.75 at the time that I resigned and moved to Los Angeles. And I was gainfully employed within 10 days of getting to Los Angeles. Don't mess around, man. Just get down there and get you a job and get things moving. You know what I'm saying? Real expensive to live in Los Angeles. I had saved some great money with a 401k, the Southern Baptist Convention 401k, and then I had another savings plan with Merrill Lynch, and then another savings plan with Mitchum and Mitchum, or Mitchell and Mitchell. I forgot that. It's been so long since I looked at my paperwork and stuff. I had, you know, 3 savings accounts basically. And when I say savings account, it was stock portfolio. And I had to spend it all while I was in Los Angeles. So expensive to do everything. There's the Blues Festival. Nobody dares step out there in this heat. People are not lined up at the door to pay $40 and $50 to sweat. So I want to go on down and go see my friend at the brick house. You know, why those people are suffering out in the sun. I used to love coming down here. This is Lakeland Drive. The Lakeland Drive. I'm going to go see a former student that I met in my step aerobics class, and she asked me to become her personal trainer, which doing that in that particular time, there's no extra charge, and she had an assessment by another trainer, perhaps Randall Wilkerson, and you know, liked him okay, but you know, he was country when country wasn't cool, and it still ain't cool. You know, and so I trained her, and advised her to take Metrics, Metarex, for you people in Austin, Texas. And she got great results from the weight training that we did, dietary advice that I gave her, meal replacement and supplements that I advised her to take. And I won't get into a lot of detail. This is not a seminar about how I train people. I don't want to reveal everything either. Look at those power lines sagging from the heat, man. Isn't that bizarre? You know, perhaps by like 2 or 3 in the morning, they you know, kind of tighten up. They're sagging. So yeah, this girl that was in my step aerobics class, I had 40-something people, you know, and sort of liked her. And she got that right mojo, and she owns the brick house. That's a quarter. I used to work at Poets back there. I worked at Poets for 18 months. That's where I made my little extra money. At the time that I worked at Poets, I was severely hearing impaired. More so than you hear me right now. I can hear my voice a little bit right now. When I was working at Poets, most of the time I was there, I could barely hear my voice. However, works out okay because they played the music very loud in there later in the night. There's a restaurant, French restaurant, and a French chef named Paul. He was real good. And he had a boyfriend that looked just like Arsenio Hall. I don't know what that's all about. Paul was a short French guy, and then he has this like 6'4" Arsenio Hall looking boyfriend, and I don't even want to ask questions about it. Trying to figure out where she said she moved to. I'm gonna try my luck to just drive right up on her while she's teaching class and embarrass her. She gets like the red cheeks real easy. Lori, I believe, has Native American Indian heritage, and you can really see it on her. Her skin tone, her skin color, and also her demeanor. Native American women and mixed race Native American women are very sweet. I had 2 cousins in Memphis who also had that, you know, Native American Indian look, and they succumbed to drug addiction, and I believe they were murdered. I don't believe they died from an overdose that they gave themselves. Now, why they were murdered doesn't really make much sense, other than they were maybe sleeping with some of the drug dealers and knew too much. And one of the cousins, the second one that died, was actually on her own covert. You know what I mean? I mean, in other words, she was trying to solve whether or not she believed somebody gave her sister a fatal overdose. Now, I believe they found her right after she gave herself an injection. If she gave herself an injection, I don't believe she did, you know, overdose on purpose. Really don't. Now, this is where Firehouse, get the Firehouse! This is that ain't it. We gotta go down the road. I want to look at the sign, see what it says about, you know, change of location.